Hello, Christmas potatoes, 6 bucket potato reverb. 3 of these buckets have been planted late with potatoes that I want to grow through into winter to harvest at Christmas. I have no realistic expectations of these buckets. 2 of the buckets had plants growing in them that died off several months ago, but the potatoes were not harvested. I have good expectations that these plants will produce some potatoes. 1 bucket had a plant growing in it that I didn't plant. This bucket had a tomato plant growing in it and then a potato plant pushed through. I have no idea what to expect from this bucket. This video ends with a 6 bucket shootout. Hello, it's the beginning of July here in the UK. We're in one of our summer months. And look what I've just turned up. Look what I've just found. These seed potatoes. They've missed the boat. They should have been in spring of the year, so that at least a full season behind where they should be. They should be growing by now, but they look as though they want to grow. They've got chits, they've got shoots, we've got shoots, we've got roots. But have we got enough time left in the year to grow these? After all, in a month or two's time we move into autumn, and then we move into winter. And when we move into autumn, it starts getting a bit cooler, start losing the light. What do you think? Think we have time to plant these? Well, if we plant these, we may get them ready for Christmas. Something I very much doubt. And I have no confidence in actually trying to do that. But we're under lockdown. There's nothing else to be done other than gardening. So I'm going to plant these guys. We'll plant one on camera now. Yogurt pot, half full of soil. Okay, I'm going to sit that in there like that, and we're going to cover it with soil. Now the ultimate aim is to get these to grow into small potato plants, and then to put them on into buckets, and then to grow them on. 1 done, 2 to go. One question you might have is, well, why am I bothering with yogurt pots? Why not go straight into the buckets? Well, I've got that many buckets around the garden at the moment. To be honest, there isn't room for another bucket. So what I'm hoping is that in perhaps a month's time, however long it takes, if these produce small potato plants, we'll put them up into the bucket and then we'll let them run, see if we can get them through to Christmas. 2 weeks ago, these potato plants were only potatoes. What's happened in 2 weeks? Well, 2 weeks ago, I planted those potatoes in these yogurt pots. And look at the top growth we've got now. And I dare say when we take these out, there'll be roots. So we'll have roots and we'll have shoots. So they're not potatoes anymore, they're potato plants. Yeah, they're now potato plants. And what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to move these potato plants up into 10-inch water buckets. And that's what we're going to grow them on in. And what I've got to help me do that is this cut off pop bottle. This hopefully will prevent any damage to this top growth when we pot these up into the 10-inch water buckets. Okay, which one we're going to do? We'll choose this one because it's the biggest and it's likely to be the one that's the most awkward. I'll just move these forward and I'll bring this water bucket into shot. Okay, 10-inch. It's got 2 inches of soil already in the bottom, and that's where that potato plant's going, in the bottom of this bucket. Okay. Let me just turn this out and see if it has got roots. And oh yeah, hope you can see that. There's lots of roots in that soil now. So we've got roots, we've got shoots. It's now a potato plant. We're going to plant it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply sit this on that 2 inches of soil in the bottom of that bucket. I'm going to infill around it just to hold it steady in the bottom there so it can't fall over. But what I want to do is I want to try and get this potato planted without doing any damage to the growth we've already got, because there isn't a lot of growing year left and we don't want to waste what we've already got, do we? Okay, can you say that? Yeah, I'm sure you can. Now then, you need to be careful as you put this over this foliage that you don't damage the foliage. You could do that if you're not careful, so just be careful as you pop it over. And I like to turn it round as though I'm screwing it on. Clearly I'm not, but it stops the leaves sticking to the inside of the pop bottle. How's that? Absolutely no damage. Now we can fill this bucket as far as we like with soil. Okay, how's that? Now we're going to take this bottle out now, and I find the best way to get this out without damaging the foliage is to just do this to enlarge the hole and then bring it out in a sort of a turning, screwing motion if you like, and it doesn't bring the potato plant with it. How's that? How's that? Now what we're going to do is simply shake this soil in like this. How's that? We'll add some more soil. And what I'll need to do now is, these are quite spindly, quite delicate. I will need to try and stand them somewhere where the wind can't get them, because that's probably the biggest danger to them just at the moment, that the wind wants to snap them off. There we go. One Christmas potato planted up into a 10-inch water bucket. Let's see how that goes. All three potato plants are looking really healthy, but there is a long way to go until it's Christmas. There's a lot of dark nights, there's a lot of cold weather, a lot of rain, a lot of wind. These are my Christmas potatoes. They wouldn't have stood a chance in that wind. Not a chance. They're quite tall, they're quite leggy, and they don't look that strong. We haven't got a flower on one here. Now we're still 4 months away from Christmas and we have a flower. I still don't have a great deal of confidence that we'll grow these through till Christmas. But we've got them in here today because of the wind, and at the first chance I get, I'll take them back outside. This weekend we have the last Sunday in October. What's the significance in that, I hear you ask? Check this out, then come back to me. In the United Kingdom, the clocks go forward 1 hour at 1 AM on the last Sunday in March, and back 1 hour at 2 AM on the last Sunday in October. The period when the clocks are 1 hour ahead is called British summertime. There's more daylight in the evenings and less in the mornings. This is sometimes called daylight saving time. When the clocks go back, the UK is on Greenwich Mean Time. The mornings are now lighter and the evenings get darker. Okay, so here in the UK we have this quaint tradition of putting clocks forward and putting clocks back and putting clocks forward and putting clocks back, and it just so happens this weekend it's the autumn of the year, it's fall, the clocks fall backwards. So the clocks are adjusted backwards, which means we lose some daylight. It gets daylight sooner but darker sooner. Do you follow that? Well, that's it. The mornings get lighter, the evenings get darker. And because of that, and the fact that the weather's getting colder, things don't really want to grow. These potatoes certainly don't want to grow. And I think I've said in previous videos when people have asked me about when should you harvest potatoes, well, personally I like to see them at the end of the road. If they're starting to die back, then there's no point in leaving them in the buckets because they won't get any bigger. But having said that, that's just what we're going to do here at Homegrown Veg with those Christmas potatoes. Hey, what are your potatoes looking like? Are you growing Christmas potatoes? I've absolutely no doubt that had I not had these potatoes in my greenhouse, they would all be completely flattened by now with the strong winds that have been ripping across this garden. But look, it's starting to go yellow. This one's actually looking as though it wants to fall over. And I don't think I've seen any growth in these potatoes for at least a month, maybe more. So I don't think they're growing. I think they're actually dying. And yeah, we could harvest them now. But we're not going to do that, not with these Christmas potatoes. We're just going to let the tops die off over the next 9 weeks or so, and then we'll harvest them near Christmas. What do you think? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing with your Christmas potatoes? Because I'm fairly confident there'll be none of this greenery around on the 25th of December. There just won't. In fact, I would gamble that there won't be any of this greenery around on the 25th of November, never mind the 25th of December. But hey, we're going to let them go. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a couple of these off this bench now and put another one up. Will you see this potato? This looks as though we might be in with a shout. Wow, contrast the difference. This looks as though it's still growing. Foliage is lovely and green, no marks on it. And now let me show you this. See that? That was a tomato plant. Yeah, long gone. Long gone, that tomato plant. This bucket was in my greenhouse growing that tomato plant. And then up popped this potato, growing in the same bucket. Now, if nothing else, that proves that I do recycle my soil, and the soil that went in this bucket probably had a small molly in there, a small potato that I'd missed. And it's a volunteer, and look at it. I mean, it looks a better potato than the ones that I've planted. So yeah, I'm looking forward to harvesting this particular potato. But just like the Christmas potatoes, I'm not expecting a lot, because I suspect this grew from a very small potato. But because I didn't plant it, I don't know that. I haven't seen the seed potato in this bucket, but when we empty it out at Christmas time, we'll see what the potato looks like. So that's something to look forward to. Right, one last thing. Let me just part these two and put a couple of buckets up that will guarantee us potatoes at Christmas. These are 2 buckets of potatoes that were ready some months ago. I just didn't harvest them. I've just left the potatoes in the buckets, and what you can see are the stems from the potatoes. Now, this particular potato is a potato called Cultra. There's only one potato growing in there, and I'm fairly confident there'll be potatoes in this bucket that we can deliver at Christmas. Now, whether we can claim them as Christmas potatoes, hey, I'm not bothered. Honest, I'm not. As long as we get a few potatoes. But yeah, so we're going to hold this one back till Christmas. And we're going to hold this one back now. This is a mystery potato. It's only a mystery because I haven't put a ticket in it. So I don't know what it is. But these came from one potato in there. I'm fairly sure I've shown you this before. But can you see how that bucket is actually elliptical? It isn't round. It isn't round. And it isn't round because there are potatoes in there trying to burst their way out. And I know that for a fact because I can feel the sides of the bucket, and I can feel the potatoes bulging the sides of the bucket. So I'm fairly confident we'll get some potatoes out of this. This guy's a bit of a mystery, the one that's growing from that molly, the small potato that found its way into the soil that grew the tomato. I'm not too sure about that guy. And to be honest, well, trying to grow potatoes when the weather's getting colder, outdoors it's wetter, these have been in the greenhouse, and the days are getting shorter, hey, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So why are we doing it? Well, we're under lockdown, aren't we? What else can we do? I've tidied the garden's tidy. There isn't a great deal more that can be done. I got some bare root strawberry plants, I've got those going, so that's something to look forward to as well next year. But hey, to see the results of this, we all need to get to Christmas, don't we? We all need to get to Christmas, and the way to do that, stay in your garden. Stay in your garden. There's no COVID in there. I know you have to go out for essentials, and certainly in the US you're going out to vote, so that's something you need to do. But hey, if you spend more time in your garden, there's less likelihood of you picking that terrible disease up, and we'll all get through to Christmas together, won't we? Yeah, of course we will. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Yeah, you will see the result of this, but you're going to have to wait about 9 weeks. So hang around, don't be going anywhere. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out. No change in these 2 buckets, but you wouldn't expect it to be, would you? These potatoes stopped growing months and months ago. Just haven't harvested them, you know that. But it won't be long. It won't be long. And the next time you see these 2 buckets, I'll be turning them out. We'll be taking whatever's in there. and I'm hoping there's some potatoes in there, and you'll see that at the end of this video, so stick with it. See the reveal, 6 bucket shootout. Hey, that's got to be worth a wait, hasn't it? That's got to be worth watching. A 6 bucket shootout. These are the potatoes I planted late in the hope that they would grow through until Christmas, but they're more than a month short of that now, and as you can see, these potatoes are now finished. So I've also got these stored indoors now. There's no need to water them, the potatoes have stopped growing. Next time you see these 3 buckets, I'll be at the back end of this video and I'll be turning them out. Let's see if we've managed to grow some Christmas potatoes. One thing we haven't managed to do so far is to get a potato that's still growing at Christmas. But hey, let me show you this guy. Let me take these out of your shot. Let me show you this guy. I've never had a potato this close to Christmas that still had leaves on it. This is the first one I've ever had, and this is that potato I didn't plant. This is the one that's in the bucket that grew the tomato Alicante. It just decided to grow. I didn't plant it. There must have been a molly in there, small potato. And look, it's still got some life left in it. Not much, and I suspect the next time you see this bucket, that foliage won't be there. It gets dark earlier at night now. Daylight hours are shorter. It's colder. Can't leave it outdoors because there's just too much rain. As soon as that top dies off, I'll take it indoors and keep it until it's time to turn the bucket out. Hey, look. That was Alicante, can you say that? That was Alicante, the tomato. Okay, so now you've got this far, as I've said, the end of this video, which is coming up now, you're going to see a 6 bucket shootout. Hey, the excitement, the excitement. This is the volunteer Christmas potato. That's what's left of the potato, and this is what's left of the tomato plant that grew in this bucket. Okay, let's turn it out. Let's drop this bucket. See what it's got. Hey, look. Can you see those? We've got some potato. We've got some potatoes. I didn't plant this. We'll gently tease it apart and see if we can find where this potato come from. See if we can find a seed potato. Hey, this is a crop for nothing. Actually, I'm more interested in the seed potato than I am in the actual potatoes. I'll pop those up so you can see them better as I get this soil ball broken. That's the root ball from the tomato plant. That was it Alicante, did I say? I think that was Alicante. Well, I haven't found a seed potato, so it must have been really small. It's disappeared. Right. So we got those for nothing. I don't think I'm going to need this, am I? We'll put them in anyway. How about that? Potatoes and tomatoes from the same bucket. How about that? Found it. Those are the potatoes that were produced by that volunteer. That's the skin from the small potato that produced those potatoes. How about that? It's only as big as my thumbnail. Produced all those. Unbelievable. Blimey. Potatoes for nothing. Potatoes and tomatoes grown in the same bucket. Wow. Yep, that's the skin. I've just found it as I've tidied the batter. These are my pretend Christmas potatoes. This is the backup. These 2 buckets are backup in case the 3 buckets of Christmas potatoes don't deliver. I've actually even marked on this one where I can throw potatoes pressing the sides of the bucket, so I know we're going to get something. So let's not hang about. This has been a long video. Let's get these 2 emptied out into this batter. There we go. There we go. I think we can take those out, can't we? Wow. There's one I can see. I don't think you can see it yet. Where do you see this thing? Whoa! Hey! We've got potatoes! That one will definitely grace someone's dinner plate on Christmas Day. Definitely. Right. Oh, there's more. I'll pull these to the back of the batter if I get the chance. Wow. Oh. Well, I think this takes the pressure off the buckets of Christmas potatoes. What do you think? Let me just pull these back here. How about that? That's one reserve bucket that's delivered. We'll pop those in here and we'll do the second reserve bucket. That's okay, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, we're happy with that. Right, now I'm actually hoping that this soil ball holds together, and you can see these potatoes that I've actually marked. I've marked the position of them. It's quite dry, this soil now, because I've had these guys indoors for quite some time, so it's just likely to fall all over the place and not hold together. But hey, you never know. Let's try it. Right. Well, if this holds together, you're looking at potatoes there, there, there and there. Okay, there's a couple around this side as well. Oh, it's holding together, I can tell. I can tell. Right, just pop it on again. Focus on that and that, in that area there. Focus on that. Are you focusing? There they are, look. There they are. I could actually feel those to the other side of the bucket. How many did I mark? Did I mark 4? I can't remember now. Let's just... Yep, there's the 4, look. Let me just clean these off a bit. If I... Oh, that one's fallen out now. I'll show you the bucket anyway. That's the bucket. And that one, if I can push it back in, was there. Oh, it's fell out again. It's not going to work, this. Anyway, there's the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, how good is that? How good is that? Right, let's break this soil ball up. See what we've got. Oh, look at that. There's a molly. Huh? There's a molly. You know you'd be getting that, don't you? Yep. Yeah, I think we'll need to do a weigh-in. We'll definitely need to do a weigh-in. And the pressure definitely is off the Christmas potatoes now. These reserves have done the business, so to speak. Let's see if I can press them in. How's that? How's that? Hey, we're happy with that. Christmas potatoes. Okay, we'll pop them in here. We're definitely going to give these guys a wash, and we're going to weigh them, see what we've got. Okay, right, so next up, 3 buckets of Christmas potatoes, no pressure, no pressure. These are the 3 Christmas potatoes. Let's drop the pots, see what they've got. 3 buckets, come on. And this will conclude a 6 bucket shootout. Okay, we've had 3, just these 3 to go. Well, we've got Christmas potatoes, how about that? Oh, these are a much smaller potato, but I'll bet they're nice. And so clean. Now, we don't seem to have got a lot. But we have actually grown some Christmas potatoes here, I think. You'll have to give me that, surely. Surely. How about that? Let me just put these in a crate. We'll pop them all back into this batter to give you a final look at them when I've dropped these 3. Then we will take them indoors and tidy them up, and we will do a weigh-in. So if you've come this far, you'd be ashamed to miss that weigh-in, wouldn't it? Just see what we've actually managed. Yeah, look, hey, come on, Christmas potatoes. Now these potatoes are not as big as the potatoes, the pretend Christmas potatoes, but remember, the pretend Christmas potatoes grew through the summer months. These potatoes I think were planted at the end of the summer months, so only got a short duration of warm weather and then had to try and grow through cold, dark weather. So these potatoes have really excelled, I think they have. I mean, look at that. Look at that. We're happy with that. Okay, last one. And then we go indoors, tidy them up and do a weigh-in. How's your Christmas potatoes done, by the way? Have you lifted them yet? I'm doing it today. We're a few days before Christmas, but I'm doing it today because I wanted to make sure I had some. But also it's been wall-to-wall rain for about a week. In fact, it's been raining today. I don't know if you can tell, but it has been raining today. There's clouds everywhere and it is going to rain later. And the forecast ahead for the week ahead is more rain. So I've taken this opportunity today to get these guys out. And I've got to say, all these potatoes are sound, which is something that worried me, bearing in mind we've moved into the winter months here. Not so many out of this one, but hey, we're happy with that. Yep, that's okay, isn't it? Bearing in mind I didn't expect much to be coming out of these buckets. So, let's see what we've got. From 3 small buckets of Christmas potatoes, let's see what we've got. Hey, what do you think? What do you think? Hey, I'm happy with that. Honest, I am. I'm happy with that. Right, let's get them indoors. And look, these guys won't take much of a wash, will they? They're clean. We'll get them indoors, we'll get them washed, and we'll get them weighed. How about that? And then we'll call it a day. And just in case I forget to wish you a Merry Christmas after I've done the weigh-in, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas. And look forward to seeing you in the garden next year, growing your own grown veg. Right. Let's go and clean these up and do a weigh-in. So, in any shootout, there are always winners and losers. There are always winners and losers. But in this shootout, there's no losers. And as I put the potatoes up, I'll tell you why I don't think there are any losers. Okay, so these are the potatoes that were grown from the volunteer. I didn't plant it. These are from nothing. These are from nothing. Can't be a loser, can it? Even though there aren't many. Can't possibly be a loser. It's got to be a winner. We got these potatoes for nothing. I didn't do a thing to get those potatoes. I didn't. Right, let's see what weight they are. £1/4 £1/4 of homegrown potatoes. I didn't plant them, got them for nothing. That's a winner. Do you agree? That's a winner. These are the pretend Christmas potatoes. These are the reserves. So why are these a winner? Well, they're a winner because if I needed them as backup, they're delivered. And one thing I will say about these potatoes is they will grow at the normal time of year, the usual time of year. So they were probably planted in spring and grown through summer, and that's when they could have been harvested. But I didn't harvest them. I just left them as they were. So these potatoes have stood in the buckets of soil for about 3 months after they'd stopped growing, and they're still sound. Well, I make that a winner, don't you? That's got to be a winner. It's something I wouldn't normally do. I normally take a bucket of potatoes and eat them. I mean, there's no storage here at Homegrown Veg. We don't grow that many. So what we do grow, we take them out of the buckets and eat them straight away. But I knew I was doing this Christmas potato experiment. And I thought, well, I'm probably going to need some backup here. I'm going to need some backup. And when we do the Christmas potatoes, I'll tell you why they're a winner as well. Okay. Let's get these up here and we'll do a weigh-in. Oh. Okay. Let's do this. Do you want to hazard a guess before I put them on the scales? There's definitely a couple of pound. I'll start you off on a couple of pound. I'm fairly sure there's a couple of pound. Right, let's pop them on. Have you made a guess? There are no prizes, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it? If you make a guess. That pointer might just dip below the level of the sink, in which case I may have to do this again, unless you take my word for it. Well, can you see all those? Let me come round your side. Oh, it's just on camera. it's just on camera. Can you see it? That is not far off £3.5. £3.5. Well, look, seeing as it's Christmas. Oh, I've just found another potato. Where was that? Where was it? How did I miss that? Get in! That's it, £3.5. Hey, how about that? How about that? £3.5. Come on, Homegrown Veg. Hey, we're getting dafter. Right, let's have a look at those Christmas potatoes. These are the Christmas potatoes. Not a lot, but I've got to tell you what the quality. And I'll tell you why I think these are winners. I'll tell you why I think these are winners. These potatoes were an afterthought. I found some seed potatoes that I hadn't planted, so I put them in. Now, I'm fairly sure at the time, those potatoes should have probably been sown 2 months earlier. So these potatoes actually went in probably a couple of months late. And as a consequence, they only got the back end of the summer, and then we were into autumn. Well, it started to get cold. It started to get wet. there were strong winds, there was every danger that these guys wouldn't actually make it. That the weather would see them off. But anyway, they've soldiered on, they've come through, and that's why I think these potatoes are winners as well. Right, let's pop them up here. And we'll do our final weigh-in of this 6-pot showdown. And I think you'll agree, they are all winners. I've given you a reason why I think they're all winners. I mean, you may disagree, and if you want to disagree, yeah, please do, just come in with a comment. We like comments at Homegrown Veg, we like conversations better. If you want to talk about anything, feel free. Well, almost anything. Almost. I don't think we want to talk about politics, do we? Blimey, that is driving everybody absolutely nuts. On both sides of the Atlantic, I might add. On both sides, and other countries included. Politics is driving everybody bonkers. So don't be talking about politics. Right, what do you reckon? There's got to be a pound there. You want to have a guess again? There's got to be a pound there. Right, here we go. Christmas potatoes. Oh, and hey, don't forget, if you've grown any Christmas potatoes this year, let us know. If you've got winners, you've had winners. If you've had losers, you've had losers. But just tell us how you did. We're not going to be judgmental. We're just gardeners. We're just trying to do our best. Oh, that's £1.5. Ha ha! Oh, I don't think that guy's going to make much difference. £1.5. Yeah, it's £1.5. I wonder if there's... No, can't do it again. £1.5 of Christmas potatoes. Hey, we really are, I'll be honest, we are. I'm going to have to stop saying that, I'm repeating myself. And I am going to repeat myself again now. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Homegrown Veg. See you all in the garden next year. Is it a deal? Is it a deal? That's better. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.